Hi friends, we're back to my channel. So since my channel is about life in New York, I was thinking why don't I take you guys for a stroll in one of the neighborhood in New York. So I'm showing you what New York look like after a snowing days in Christmas time. I did not filter all the noise in this video, so you will hear all of the noise from the siren, from the sidewalk, from the car, unfiltered in this video. So as an immigrant, especially from the East, the first thing you will notice when you land in this country is language, right? I consider myself an English learner back to my home country for over a decade. I learned English since I have learned English since from elementary school all the way to college. I thought I should be very equipped to live and study in this country when I landed, but the opposite. As you can hear in this video, you hear a lot of language speaking in this neighborhood, but also majority would be English. So I thought I was prepared, but to my surprising, some of the conversation, especially some of the lengthy conversation, I would not be able to understand when I first landed. And I try to find out what's the reason, because I've been studying English for over 10 years, and I even passed the exam called Test of English as a Foreign Language. I did pretty well, so I'm surprising. But later I learned it's because when we started English, first it was mix of British English and American English. So we're kind of swapping British English and American English from elementary to junior high, and then senior high, etc. Because we both know that there are different usage and also in terms of words and idiom in British and American English. For example, you call pants in American English, but you would say trousers in British English. Sounds weird, right? But that's just how it is. So that's one thing. And the second thing I noticed is because in my culture of learning English, we spend way too many time. The teachers spend way too many efforts and time on writing and listening and reading, lot less than speaking. So we were pretty good on paper when we're writing and reading, and maybe also listening, but lot less than speaking. And even from the listening part, what we learn, it's all of these textbook, right? These very proper English carrying in the conversation. But when I landed here, I found a lot of slang and the local way of express that we were never taught in textbook. For example, one of the, the way that we greeting people, we say, "Hey, how are you?" In my textbook, the way that I learn English, the textbook say, "I'm fine, and you?" But until when I landed here, I learned "I'm fine" is very mediocre response. That means that you're not good, right? If you're good, you just say, "I'm very good, I'm good. What about you?" Right? So that's a normal way to carry English. It's not just a textbook. So I guess I would just brainwash for a long time how the English should be spoken in my own country. That's why I find it very challenging when I came to this country in terms of understanding and also responding English. So what I once I learned that, I realized that I need to spend more time speaking with not only the native but also people from other country. That the only way we can communicate is via English. So basically, I forced myself to speak English only and not to carry any Mandarin. So I joined some of the student club where there are some international students from different kind of parts of the world. That they, the only way for us is to communicate English. And I also try to thinking as an English from English perspective instead of a Chinese Mandarin perspective. So this is the language thing. Another thing that I did is I actually found out it was easy to talk with a lot of salespeople, especially in the mall, right? Because that's free and they have the incentive to try to sell you something. And I find that's actually a good way to learn English. So another thing, the learning English journey that I find out is a lot of students here, they actually spend a lot of time. Like the drinking and the bar is a culture, right? It's not a bad thing. It's not a negative thing. Because it would be in my country, it would say, oh, actually, you're going to the bar, you're going to drinking, you're a bad student, you're a bad boy, you're a bad girl. But here, no. Here in New York, in the U.S., drinking is a social channel. It's a way that you network and chat with people, right? So that's just a value. It's not. It's also a culture, right? I believe a lot of people from the West world, you will understand the culture here. But me from the East, I found it very surprising. But over drinking is definitely not recommended, right? But if we through social network, we have a glass of wine, that sort of thing, that should be okay. So this is also I learned. Drinking while also party is also culture here. And it's not a bad thing. It's just the way how you network and socialize with people. Another thing that I learned is trying to listen to a lot of local news, how they report news and their perspective. Because one thing that I think I lack of in my education is we spend a lot of time to listen to what the teacher said, what the professor said. We were never given the opportunity to express our views and our opinion, right? We were surrounded in the culture is our opinion doesn't matter. We just need to receive the information, receive the knowledge, and show them in our academic work or test script. We are not encouraged and recommended to express our views. But here in the U.S. or in the Western education, the teacher or the professor are actually very encouraging the student to express our opinion, right? A lot of time they will say, hey, what do you think about this thing? What do you think? What's your opinion? And I find out I'm stunned in a lot of these questions because my brain was not trained to have a critical thinking and express my opinion, and also how to organize my view, to express myself, to articulate my points clearly. So I find it very shocking, and I actually spend a lot of time to form my view based on the information that I receive and express them in a way that people understand. I'm still learning that. It's just not that easy. It's just not the language. It's also the perspective, right? It's hard to change the propaganda and education that I've been receiving for the most of my life. So this is something that I want to share with you guys. And I know it looks dirty and after snow, and you also see a lot of trash along the sidewalk. They have not been picked up, but we are definitely going to share more on our channel. So follow for more.